Hi, this is Justin Aquilante, ESA Sales Director, here today with Ryan O'Keefe, Senior Vice President of STEM. Ryan, welcome.
Hi, Justin. My pleasure to be here.
Ryan, tell us the latest news about STEM and where you fit in the energy storage landscape.
Yeah, sure, Justin. Well, as you know, STEM has been in business since 2009, and really we're the first pure play energy storage company that's now gone public in the US. We launched on April 29th on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol STEM. STEM's a first mover in artificial intelligence and energy storage. Our software platform, which we call Athena, operates in over 40 utility territories and has over 20 million runtime hours. Together, its 950 connected systems make it the largest connected energy storage network in the world. And while we're well known for energy storage in the US and all of the projects we've done, we've been super busy this year supporting the grid through its heat waves over the summer. And we've also been expanding our markets. Some of the recent press releases that I'd like to highlight are in September, we issued a press release about our most recent project in Chile with our partner Copec. This project's the first virtual power plant in South America. It's going to be a series of connected behind the meter solutions. And in August, we announced our JV with Penske Truck Leasing. This is our first project for Athena supporting commercial fleet charging, and it's in Ontario, California.
Ryan, how has STEM's business evolved over the last year?
Our biggest news, which really positively impacts our business in many ways, was our listing on the New York Stock Exchange. Through this transaction, we now have sufficient capital to execute our growth plans. With over 500 million in cash on our balance sheet and no debt, this gives us the funds we need to go invest in new markets and invest in our core technology. And so now we're well positioned to capitalize on this. Our intent is to expand our markets both internationally and through JVs. The balance sheet gives us creditworthiness, which gives us the potential for supply chain savings, negotiating better terms. And we're going to use those funds to invest in Athena and look opportunistically at technology acquisitions to round out our software and service offerings. All of this has had a really positive impact on our trajectory. We already had strong momentum from executing on our business plan, but the coverage from our New York Stock Exchange listing highlighted that and gave us even more momentum. We have an expanding partner network. We're putting more horses in the race, covering more ground. And we're seeing renewed and increased demand from our corporate partners for new projects and even longer term relationships with our new status.
Ryan, where do you see the most opportunity for storage growth in the next 2 years?
Yeah, Justin, our front of the meter segment is by far and away the fastest growing segment. It's the fastest growing market in the US and globally. Most of the analyst firms that cover the space are forecasting that 10 times more front of the meter storage is going to be put on the grid in the next 2 years than was, say, last year. And for STEM, that's good news. Our project size in this space averages over 20 megawatt hours and $10 million. So these types of projects give us larger purchasing power and economies of scale as we deploy them. We're also entering into contracts in front of the meter projects with more creditworthy IPPs and utilities for longer terms, on average 15 to 20 years to operate the projects. And then STEM's Athena software really enables us to unlock additional value in front of the meter projects and sometimes share in the upside through market participation and enabling multiple revenue streams. But behind the meter, we're growing there too. It's our roots, and really we see a lot of opportunity for geographic expansion, both domestic and international. Our aggregated virtual power plants provide value to both host customers and utilities or system operators in the US and elsewhere. We have also seen lots of new interest in backup power for our behind the meter customers. And we're really hoping the federal ITC will pass and make many new states and utility programs attractive for storage as soon as this year.
Ryan, what challenges do your customers encounter when trying to deploy storage, and what role does STEM play in solving those?
Justin, our customers, developers encounter a number of challenges. as they try to add storage into their projects or develop storage projects. Things like correctly sizing the batteries system for maximum value throughout its life, lost revenue from not incorporating all the available programs or incentives, taking on risky warranty terms without really understanding how batteries operate, supply chain constraints we're seeing in the industry and delays to project execution, and really some pressure to take sort of the lowest price battery without really understanding how it works and what software or tools are needed to unlock the project's full potential. But the good news is STEM offers tremendous value to our customers in these areas. We by far have the most experience deploying and operating systems in the industry. We offer our customers free education and training through our program STEM University. It's an online storage training and certification program for STEM partners and customers. Our Athena software is really best in class in the market for energy storage. It's proven and really a highly scalable platform. And really, we take on a true partnership approach with our customers through project deployment, through the entire life cycle. Upfront system sizing, we gear it for maximum project value with them. We take on procurement, installation, and commissioning support, lifetime operational capability to optimize the project across really an ever-changing landscape of tariffs and revenue streams. That's the benefit of Athena. It's flexible and it's highly scalable. And we'll manage warranties and manage system performance over time, over the life of the project. Really, in summary, STEM's better positioned than anyone to help right-size a system, minimize risk, and avoid the mistakes that can diminish returns.
Ryan, two-part question. What are some of the policies and shifts you see that will drive storage adoption? And second, what can be done at the federal or state level to further this adoption?
Well, there's so many things, Justin. I mean, first and foremost, a federal storage ITC. We fully expect that the House and Senate are going to come together and pass the 30% standalone storage ITC in the reconciliation package, which will finally decouple storage from solar PV and really give storage the ability to unlock its full potential. But the states are also doing their part. While California has long had incentives for storage, and states like Hawaii have indirectly incentivized storage through solar self-consumption rules, we're now seeing states like New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Virginia, New Jersey setting multi-gigawatt-hour storage targets and developing incentives to bring more storage into their grids. Beyond that, we're seeing really strong growth in EV and EV charging. With the recent EV charging executive order in California and significant focus from the Biden administration on EVs, our corporate customers are increasing their focus on renewable energy and EVs and see them as critical needs for their business. So we provide solutions to maximize value and minimize cost of both renewables and EV charging. And this is going to be a huge growth focus for STEM, as we believe it'll impact the storage industry broadly. And I think, corporate buying, corporations really are focused on climate change and are leading the pack on climate change, particularly through corporate PPAs. Today, the trend's transitioning from buying REC offsets, so the corporate PPA 101, to buying firm deliverable clean energy at their meter. And storage has a huge role to play in matching renewable energy generation to load. So far, over 250 corporations have committed to 100% renewable energy, and 35% of the Fortune 500 have committed to carbon neutrality. And we're just getting started on this journey. So, I think lastly, we'd like to see some new federal legislation on resiliency that creates some sort of national resiliency framework, provides technical assistance and tools to states and municipalities for using this framework to develop regulations and markets, and using some disaster relief funds and programs to harden the grid and reduce disaster costs from resilient grid investments. Energy storage can both reduce power outages and make them shorter, but we really need to rethink how and why the grid we have was built and whether it suits the needs of the world today and maximizes the value of today's technologies.
Ryan, thanks for joining me here today. I want to recap a couple key takeaways I have from this interview. STEM's experience from startup to New York Stock Exchange, your strong balance sheet, and a clean energy mover. The use of your balance sheet to expand product offerings and geographic territories. And lastly, The inflection point is upon us and more focus on storage for distributed clean energy, and STEM is positioned to fill this void in storage. I thank you for joining me here today. We certainly learned a lot about what STEM's been doing the last couple of years and what you're looking at doing in the future. Thanks again, Ryan. Talk to you soon.
It's been my pleasure, Justin. Thank you very much.